All right, music fans, welcome back. It is the Harmless One here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Wolfgang Van Halen continues to have fun on Twitter. He has a very strange relationship with the folks over there, although I think it's part of the current generation and what they do to generate interest in what they're doing. Obviously, you have to have a fairly thick skin or pretend to have a thick skin, or possibly you're being told this is how more people will be talking about you. If you can't generate media through advertising or spending your own money, what you do is you jump onto one of these social media platforms and basically generate publicity, at no cost to you. It may be a personal cost, but not a financial cost. In the case of Wolfgang Van Halen, he had a couple of interactions on Twitter, and I've been covering this, and quite honestly, I wish he'd lay off, but maybe there's an ulterior motive here. Wolfgang Van Halen recently posted a tweet reacting to a fan who compared him to his father, and then responding to another fan who told him not to waste his time and energy replying to tools like this guy who compared him to his dad. So what did this Twitter user say? Well, he said that Wolf would never be as good as his dad. So this has to do with, I would think, talent, right? Like, you'll never be as good as your father. Your father is way more talented. You'll never be as good as him. So Wolf responds by saying, no bleep, and added, and this is kind of a weak comeback. Obviously, we're not the same because we are different people. So you might say back, well, nobody's going to be as talented as my father. And I don't expect people to think I'm as talented as my father. But here he says, no, we're different people, which kind of misses the mark. It's like saying, well, I think Paul McCartney is more talented than John Lennon. Well, yeah, that's true because, we're different people. John and Paul were different people. No, the argument would be that Paul McCartney was a better songwriter, or Paul McCartney played more instruments or played them better and so forth. You would argue from the talent perspective, because this is, this guy is saying that Wolf is talented, but he'll never be good as his dad. So if I'm the humble person, I would come back and say, yeah, you're right. Nobody's going to be as talented as my dad, but he overreacts here and says, no way, because we're different people, which is just a weird response. And then another fan chimes in and advises Wolfie not to waste his time responding to such nonsense, the negative comments, because it's a waste of time and it stresses him out. To this, Wolfgang responded that the whole app is a waste of time, but that he still enjoys using it. So he admits that the whole thing is a waste of time, but he still wants to use the app. He added that he appreciates his fans' concern, but also said that he's tired of hearing advice like that and told everyone to stop saying that. So in two instances, you've got the pro-Wolf fan who says, hey, don't engage with these losers. And he says, stop telling me that. Stop giving me that advice. And then the other guy says, hey, you'll never be as talented as your father. And he says, well, we're different people. So yeah, maybe he needs to get somebody to manage his Twitter account, or again, it might be part of a master plan just to keep people engaged. He does make this comment about how he can't stand it, but yet he still likes to use it. So it's a love-hate relationship, and I think if that continues more and more, it's probably going to manifest itself in some sort of epic meltdown. Not that we haven't seen smaller meltdowns from Wolfie so far, but I don't know. I don't know how this ends well for him, other than the fact that more people are going to engage on this stuff and wonder about it and think, hey, you probably could have handled that better, or gee, don't mess with these people. These are all honest suggestions from true fans, and Wolfie, I think, probably needs to work on maybe some of his social media diplomacy. You know, is it worth engaging these people? Is it a long-term gain for you as far as fans go? Or will it turn people off because you're dismissing this guy in a way which I think you could have explained more, and then the other guy saying, hey, I'm on your team, and you're saying, I don't want you on my team. So that's it. That's my video. You can obviously follow Wolfgang Van Halen on Twitter and probably Instagram and all the usual places where social media is toxic and it makes people dislike one another for reasons that they can't even remember after, you know, a little bit of time goes by, especially if they leave the platform. People are like, you know, why did I hate that person again? And then you get back on the platform and you realize, yeah, now I remember why I got off the platform to begin with.